All right, this is Randalicious. Welcome to the 26th Hexis podcast. Uh, Recently this week, we celebrated our 1 year anniversary. For that, we are going to be releasing this Sunday. So for those of you who have been watching this for a while, the 9th Hexis podcast was never released. It was never released because shit, when we recorded it, it picked up everyone else's voice, but it didn't fucking get mine. And so I just never released it. But I guess we're going to be releasing it this Sunday on my YouTube. It's going to be an awkward listen because it's a lot of silence because you guys know how fucking much I talk. But, you guys should have a lot of fun listening. But let's get into it. I'm Randalicious, and I'm the leader of Hexis.
Trance, and I have the best RuneScape Twitter in North America at OSRS_Trance.
I'm Trickool. I'm a general in Hexis, a fishing fanatic.
I'm Fishy HP, previously known as Gingbino, and I'm a general in Hexis.
I'm AndreWiggins, and I'm a lieutenant in Hexis.
I'm Heil Vegeta. I'm a Smiley in Hexis, and I have the worst RuneScape Twitter in North America.
All right. One thing I wanted to mention, if you guys are watching the stream, feel free to post some topics and we'll try to gather a few of them and answer them at the end. If you guys are watching the YouTube video of this, check the link in the description and feel free to submit a topic for the 27th Hexis podcast there. But all right, let's get into it. First one. There is a best of Hexis podcast in the works being done by Ginge and Trickool. Can you guys...
Who's Ginge?
I might get a name now.
Can you guys give us an update on how it's going? Do you plan on blessing the world by releasing it as a Christmas present to us all?
I think that in the works is a pretty liberal term there.
You have any
Might not be
sorry,
entirely accurate.
Neither of us have touched it in the past 2 months, so yeah, it's in the works.
Also, I'd like to make note that it is not just the best. There's quite a lot of the worst.
How far are you
There's a
guys so
podcast
far?
where the last 30 minutes of it is just Randy talking about candy that he likes.
I think we're like 15 in or so.
I've done a few. I started working backwards from 25 and I'm currently on 25.
Well, all right.
Soon TM.
One day.
Soon TM.
Get it out. Let's get it out by Christmas. But okay.
So,
All right, so let's moving on. They came out with a November month ahead, and in this, skill and pets are talked about, and they've been released now too. But shit, the skill and pets change your goals for your account and all. And did you prefer the first drop of the mining pet or the current one, as they did change what was going on with it?
Killing pets don't change my goals at all. I have no interest in pets or anything like that. Maybe I'll get one from random skilling, but I don't plan on aiming my entire account towards getting pets. And I preferred the, what would be this original draw up, I guess. I don't like the futuristic looking one that was like blue and had like huge ass shoulder pads on it. I like the pile of rocks that we have now. I think it preserves the old school feel, and I just like it better, honestly.
Yeah, I'd agree. Skilling pets don't drastically change my goals at all, but that's, especially in the short term, it doesn't change it at all. The long term, I might, do some AFK 5-tick Barbarian and even Teaks. Hey, to each their own, man. You can't just judge others.
I'm still going to be doing fishing. If I get a pet, I'll just release it because I voted no for it, so it wouldn't be right for me to keep it.
Please record it. All
Yeah,
I'll,
I'll record all of them. It'll be good fun.
I
appreciate
want to
it.
keep track of how many I get, dismiss all of them. I reckon I'll be getting like 80 or something.
All right, I think that the fishing pet is kind of dumb. I don't like it. I don't really like the pets that much either. Actually, earlier today when I was kind of like fixing the final like formats for this shit, this guy who had the skilling, the beaver, logged in under me, and I shit you not, I saw I saw the beaver and I said, God, please don't be mine. Hovered my mouse over it and I saw it. I didn't have any options and I saw the dude under me. I think I would have been disappointed had I gotten it.
That'd be a good way to troll. Dude, somebody needs to go on Cap King's stream with a beaver and log in under him and record his reaction. Please, someone do it.
I think
Yeah.
I'd release mine
He PMs
too.
me every day asking if I've got one yet.
What a lad.
I think I would have been disappointed had I gotten one so early without even, yeah.
Aubrey got his.
Really?
What'd he get?
He got a
Already?
beaver last night.
Crikey.
Kieran on the stream yesterday said that you'd be lucky to get one getting 99.
I like that.
So,
It sounds like
I
it's
mean,
supposed to be pretty rare.
250,000-ish? If you're
Doesn't,
lucky, you have less than a 50% chance to get one getting 99, and you cut like what, 150k teaks getting 99? Like that, so...
Didn't they also
yeah.
say it was based off, like, you'd get increased success at getting one?
Yeah,
the
your
tier of
level.
what you're doing increased.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if you got dark crabs over barbarian fishing, gives
So
you that chance
13
at
mil
Hera.
XP at 99 could very well be more than enough to get one. But I liked the original rock pet actually, and I thought they had it there because it kind of looked like it was like dark blue and black, so it kind of looked like a Motherlode Mine-esque, kind of matched
Yeah.
Prospector. So I thought they changed it because they made it so you can't get it from Motherlode Mine, but you can get it from Motherlode Mine. So I don't know why they changed the look of it from sort of a Motherlode Mine looking creature to a non-Motherlode Mine looking creature without changing where you can get it. I don't know.
I just thought it'd be a resized rock golem from the random event.
Do
Yeah,
you
me
guys,
too.
do you guys, hey,
Fine.
do you guys like that you can get the mining pet from Motherlode Mine?
No.
I don't really care, but
Yeah,
if it
neither
were
do
a
I.
separate question, I'd say no.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a huge deal. I mean, if you don't care about pets, then it really doesn't matter. And I don't care about pets, but
They haven't released the drop rate yet, but I hope it is lower at Motherlode than Say Granite.
I think they said it was.
Well, I mean, you mine less ore per hour at Motherlode, so actually be a higher rate per ore at Motherlode. Granted.
Okay. All right, well, moving on. Are there any other skills which you think deserve a skilling pet? As John C. mentioned, a potential Phoenix pet for fire making in the future.
No, I think it makes more sense just to keep it together in skills. And no other skills really make sense to have a pet with them, like agility, rune crafting, and all them. Smithing, there isn't really a pet you can get
I'd like to have a Jebrum pet from agility.
outside of
Plank.
joke pets.
Hardy Plank.
I think they got it right with the skills they chose. Don't think there's a glaring one that they missed.
I agree, but the Phoenix one does make sense because Phoenixes arise from ashes from fires. Just saying. Fits the lore. All about the lore.
I don't really think there needs to be any more. I mean, you could make arguments for a couple, but I don't know if deserve would be the word I would use. I mean, I voted no for the pets, so
Yeah, I mean, a Jebrum pet would be pretty cool. Like a floating anvil following you around would be pretty cool. Having like some corn stalks following you around for farming, I'll take that. Or just oh my god, what about a magic tree just following you around?
Peak tree.
an ant,
No, fucking ant. I want just like the default magic
ant
a
tree.
stationary tree.
A stationary
I bet
tree,
a
but
spirit
not.
tree that you can teleport with is a pet.
That would be fucking OP
I
as
reckon that'd be pretty good.
fuck. See what else is there that could be deserving. I can't think of anything else.
A mini demon butler from construction.
Oh, hey, that's
Aw.
not bad. That's not bad.
No, that's the haunted chair from Draenor Manor would be for
Yeah,
construction.
just a long
They actually
idea.
said on the stream that wouldn't be a terrible idea, so don't hold your breath, but it's possible.
I think all the pets they have now like make sense. I think the other ones would kind of be like forced, except I don't know, maybe like an abyss creature from Arseeing, but I wouldn't want it, but it would kind of make sense.
What about a tool leprechaun from farming?
Maybe.
Okay, okay.
Eve, like a Slayer Master for Slayer then, if you're going with that.
Well, how about like
Yeah, boss pet.
ninja monkey for agility?
No.
Oh,
Or the parrot on your shoulder. You can buy
oh.
it from. I love how it escalated from. Ugh.
I want the wrench from Doggish Khan to just slide around after you.
All right. I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it Korend?
Yeah.
All right. It's the first batch of Zaya, and they're talking about how it's planned to be released in January. Do you guys think they'll be ready to launch it before or in January, as they're seeming to promise?
No, just based on like their history, they're with big events or big updates, they tend to be a month or two late, and just the preliminary designs of Zaya look very early stage at this point. So I would guess they'd be a month or two late on that.
I reckon they could release it, it's just there'd be nothing in it. There'd be a lot of blank map space.
If you look at the month ahead post, it's 6 by 6. It's 37 map squares. No, like 40 map squares. That's huge. That is like,
Put it into
Or-
perspective for us.
it's like 4 grand trees.
That's
Jesus.
all of Zaya, or that's
That's
just
all the first part of Zaya.
God damn.
fuck.
So we have it, and if you look at the map and the month ahead, it's not very detailed. Like, it just looks like something that made on MS Paint as sort of a mock-up for what they want to put. Like, filling in one map square would take like a whole week, I think, and just putting NPCs, putting dialogue for NPCs. They did like a design stream, and it took them like an hour to draw a lamp. So I mean, I just don't. I'm
Fucking
thinking
wild.
like mid-February, realistically, and then they might even just release less than Karen, like only half of it or something, and release the other half later on.
Yeah, I think if they were to rush it and try and get it out by January, it'd be followed by 40 weeks of bug fixes, dialogue fixes, grammar
Hey,
fixes.
speaking
etc.,
of
etc.
speaking of that, we actually had another bug fix this week for Achievement Diary, some chat dialogue thing. Did you catch that in other news?
Yeah,
part?
that's what I
I
was
did.
waiting for.
So I mean, hey, I'm saying don't expect them to be a couple months late. I think like we've seen, if they want an update bad enough, they'll force it in regardless of how buggy it fucking is. They'll spend 40 weeks fixing the bugs for it. But I will say one thing that I like about this shit is that they're releasing it kind of in like phases, which is what I wanted them to do with achievement diaries, you know, like one diary per week. Can you imagine how many bugs we would have been able to catch with it all coming out once per week compared to the shit that we're still dealing with? I mean,
Trickle.
everything about achievement diaries, just in other news, we fixed this bug with achievement diaries every single fucking week. Could have
No, all but 4 weeks
all but 4.
since they've been released.
How many? I love that you've been keeping track.
Oh no, Dreamy went through and read all
Yeah.
the dev blogs and made a
They had
list
a
of it.
paste spin of it, didn't they?
How many weeks
See if
has
I
it
can
been
find
out?
it.
How many weeks has it been out for?
Since mid-March, right? So
30 something?
30 weeks. 30 weeks.
And 26, 27 of those times they had to... Yeah, so I mean, hey, don't doubt their inability to push forth an update that's not even ready. It could be out in time. just hope that they take their time with it.
Yeah, I agree with basically what everybody said before me. I think that if the game, like, they'll probably just push it out, and I really agree with Ying. I think it probably is going to be a lot of like vast openness, not at all what we're expecting, because I don't really have a lot of faith in the Jagex team, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if there were bugs as well. So
All right, now I'm gonna say the biggest news of this all was that the Clan Cup isn't. They pretty much, this was an announcement that there will be an announcement that later this month, Clan Cup's gonna start in that, as Skilling Cup, PvP Cup, PVM Cup. We are the reigning champions of the Skilling Cup. So I gotta say, what are your guys' expectations for this year? And do you think Jagex should be more specific as to the rules of the cup? And is there anything that you'd like to change to the Skilling Cup?
I mean, I think we'll win it. Have more people that can fill any role. If you have someone who's max, they can fill any role. So if you have someone who can only fill like 2 roles, more max players helps with your flexibility of your team. But as far as the rules, last year there was another clan who told us that you could restart your hour. Weren't happy with it. That wasn't explicitly stated in any of the posts about it. And they also said that the same person could enter 3 times. Now, I'm not sure if they didn't care about that person entering 3 times because that team didn't win anyways. But I think they should really be more specific as to the rules. And if they're not, gotta flame them on Twitter until they do.
Bully.
Yeah.
Well, don't bully too hard. You might get yourself blocked.
If one of the winning teams were to enter a person through events, I think they would crack down on it because that is a rule. But otherwise, I'd just like to see the arena be cleaned up a bit. There's no reason to have magic trees and rune rocks and all that kind of crap in there.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Gem stalls as well for when thieving was there.
Yeah, 5-0 or bust.
Yeah, I want to go 500. I think we're capable of it as well, going for 500. Forward to it.
Very excited. Looking to go back to back. And, I expect there to be a lot of competition for second place. And it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. We've got a lot of depth. I think we're very strong. And, yeah, I mean, as Jin said, clean it up. There doesn't need to be 30 magic trees. There doesn't need to be 20 rune rocks. Was there Addy in there as well? There
There was
everything.
everything. It wasn't even barbarian fishing. Should add that.
There, yeah,
It
that's
doesn't make a difference. It's going to be junk anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
It's just arbitrary fish.
everything's arbitrary fish, man.
What else is there?
I've got goosebumps.
My life is.
Something else. Remove red chins. Remove gray chins. Also, something that I didn't like. They had to redesign the arena 3 times. They would add in a week and then remove the stuff that was for that week. You know what I'm saying? The fishing shit was added after the second week, and then the hunting one was added later on. I
think that was just so people won't get confused.
get confused.
Yeah.
If you're confused as to what skill you're supposed to be doing, you don't deserve
wouldn't
to
let you
win.
train it though, even if it wasn't that week.
Yeah, I think it would.
No, I don't think
No, it
so.
doesn't.
Ging tried to fire make on logs, and it's
Yeah, I couldn't find
Oh,
that
yeah,
during
yeah.
the fishing week.
yeah, and then tried four-ticking on trees near the spot, and it wasn't the woodcutting week, so you weren't allowed to do that.
You guys gonna
Oh,
be
and
in?
placing hunter traps, because we're going to do that for four-ticking, and you couldn't do that because it's not the hunter week, so yeah.
Are you guys gonna be imbuing while you're doing it?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
No,
I went through this months ago.
it's not allowed.
Yes, it is.
No.
Try and stop me.
You can't train the skill in there.
I don't care.
I don't think it gives I don't think it gives any XP.
I think Jagex will learn from last year's mistakes a little bit and make it slightly better, obviously. But I think there should be more competition this year because Solus is a strong roster.
Well,
Hmm?
It's still a best hold on it.
no,
Nope.
Do they?
no,
Yeah,
doesn't seem like
he
it.
is.
But
Do they?
I hope that they are. One thing that I want some clarification on. Now, I don't know. Like for me, it was not 100% clear to where like bonus outfits did not help. I don't know if they worked or not.
They
They said they
pretty sure they
didn't, and they
didn't,
didn't.
but you may as well just wear them. Like,
I mean, I don't trust them enough to where I think maybe there's just an oversight. Oh, they fucking. So like I don't really know if I like that, but
I would expect Hexis to win. As far as more specific to the rules, I don't really have anything. I mean, you guys think it should, like, do they ever make a change to the time requirement? Like, it's just 1 hour?
Ooh, well,
I'd like to increase the window that we're allowed to do it in,
yeah, I would like it to be
just
at
to make
least.
scheduling easier.
I'd like it to be at least a 48-hour window. I mean, they could be generous and make it like 72 hours would be fantastic. I mean, really, I don't know why it can't just be open for the entire fucking week. If we have if like the skill of the week, we should be able to do it at any time during that week, not just like a 1 hour over like a 12 to 10 hour span that we had before. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely want there to be a lot bigger time frame of when it can be done. Yeah, good point, Ginge.
What about how long it is? Like an hour good for you guys, or what?
I think an hour is fair. If it'd be any longer, dare I say, give us XP if we're in there. I don't want to be in there. I don't want to be. I don't want to be in there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
I don't want to be in there for 3 hours not getting any XP.
Yeah.
I think an hour is a good amount of time though. All right. So when we win the Skilling Cup, just theoretically, if we can make any adjustments to the Hexis statue, what kind of changes would you make to it if you could?
Get rid of the gingerbread.
Oh shit!
Unattractive. I guess you get rid of the runecrafting cape and replace it with a max cape, but besides from that, I don't really care.
Not gonna put a reindeer hat on there.
Oh, could do. Or pigtails. You know, take your pick.
what about a mime shirt with a little brown tint? Perhaps.
It never had the brown tint on your player. It only had the brown tint in your invent.
How long
That's
did it?
terrifying.
How long did it take for them to fix that?
A week! A fucking week!
That should have been an immediate bug fix. They should
I
have
was
came out on a
fishing at the
Saturday.
time.
They should
You
I
have
could
have
came
to
see
out.
it
look
like
at
2 times a
You have
minute.
to look at it every 8th fish.
Yeah, I think a max cape would be nice. That'd really be the only adjustment I'd like to be seen done to it. I don't think it would be difficult to do, although I'll ask Alfred if it is indeed possible. But although if we do get the max cape, I don't know, max cape hood or a Santa hat, you know? No, I don't. Although I don't know what we'd do for a hood though if we added on the max cape.
I'm pushing for the reindeer hat. It's
Oh,
the
yeah,
most
the reindeer
definitive
hat would be
skilling
good.
innovation in the last year.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I'm not objected to it either.
That would
Can
raise
it be
awareness.
mid-prance? Can it be mid-prance?
It would raise awareness.
Oh
I
no,
would
not
like that,
mid
actually.
prance.
I would like that actually.
Oh, everyone's gonna have a hat soon.
I'm gonna push for that.
Max Cape's a good idea, but maybe adding an infernal axe or pickaxe just for the last year, bring it up to date some more,
I want a
Yeah, it's
mahogany flank on it.
and that.
And the clockwork cake following.
All right. Got someone asking, any clue who will be representing Hexis in the Skilling Cup? So it's early, but we've been practicing for a bit, and we do have a kind of an idea of what's going on. There's a lot of interest. So we got like 11 people who are interested in mining. We got one submission that's at 77K an hour by Aubrey. He'll be on the mining team. Fishing is Trickool, Ginge, Daniil Alival, and a couple more people is still looking for in that. No one is set in stone on woodcutting yet, although I imagine Trick and Ginge to be doing that as it's the same fucking skill. Thieving, we got Wakestock, Trance, and Aubrey. Hunter, got myself, Trance, probably Razor, the Case Ace, and we're still waiting on some more submissions to kind of field that team. But I mean, there's a lot of open spots left, but we got a lot of motherfuckers who are gonna be in that. Gonna be a lot of fun for sure, though. What do you want to have done in RuneScape by the end of 2015, and what are your goals going into next year?
Well, I'm just going to be fishing until the end of the year. Probably like 130 to 140 mil. And then next year just want to finish off fishing, maybe agility, and then start something else.
Yeah, looking to finish off 162 mil fire making. And probably we'd probably like to get close-ish to like 180 mil Smith. I don't fucking know though, because after I finish fire making, I don't have the mental toughness to do one skill, so I'm probably gonna be skill hopping between Hunter, Slayer, and
Slayer is skill
smithing.
hopping.
Look, I'm skill hopping while I'm skill hopping.
It was goals by the end of the year, right?
Yeah. And plans for going into the next year.
Well, pretty soon, probably by the end of November, actually, I'll have a 5,200 hour year, so that's 100 hour weeks for a year. That'd be pretty cool.
Fucking nerd.
And
Thank
back to back. Yeah.
Huh.
After that,
Fuck, I've lost what question we're on. Am I next?
Go ahead, Jordan.
I don't know where we are. Go.
You were
Yeah,
meant
go
to
ahead,
be
Ricky.
before Trance. Rude boy.
I'll probably be about 65 and a bit mil magic and maybe 130 mil fishing. Actually, no, not that much. 110. And I want to get a EHP year of 3,000, well, basically minimum of 10 hours a day.
Is that with or
Yes.
without your inflated?
With inflated, of course. Because they're not going to fix fish EHP.
I'm planning on just keeping doing Slayer for now because it's fun, but I might start rune crafting to fun part of it because I'm getting kind of sick of Wyvern ult. Just dealing with crashers all day. It's not the funnest thing.
I'm just gonna finish up woodcutting probably like in a couple weeks, and then assuming skill K perks come out, or if they don't, I'm just gonna start on gonna do 200 mil thieving. And I don't remotely even remember what my goals were coming into 2015. So.
All right. So on Twitter, you guys can link this. Maz posted a picture today of what the max cape looked like combined with the god capes and a fire cape. What are your guys' initial thoughts?
wait, don't forget the accumulator one.
The
Oh
initial
my God.
design was 10 out of 10.
That I
I wouldn't
refuse.
even be mad.
I
if that was the game.
refuse to believe that was the real thing. I just absolutely refuse to believe that.
It was brilliant in every way.
It was probably the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I I refuse to believe that was. There's no way they wanted that. Just no. But all right, what are your guys' initial thoughts on the drop of them, and do you guys perhaps have any suggestions as to how to possibly improve them?
I like it. I'm looking at it right now, and it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too RS3-ish. It looks old school enough.
I think they all look pretty, and I think it's a step toward, well, not a step towards, but more of a sort of appease those who do want different coloured max capes opposed to the default looking one. So if you like the colour that you get from using a god cape on it, you can just wear that instead of the default, even if you're not planning to use the god cape and don't care about losing the god cape perk effects. But I'm not fussed.
To be honest, I don't think there should be 3 different colors just for the god capes are all the same stats, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they shouldn't be.
So they should just have like one.
But they
blue,
use
one-
different spells.
Oh, they use different spells. That's right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I can understand that then. But there was because the Gothics one, they kind of limited what they can do with the Avas. Maybe like a brown. You know, people see brown, they don't think.
Yeah, it's more orangey with range, isn't it? Orange trim.
Yeah, I guess they could do like brown. That's what the Avas like.
I think that the God Cape ones look pretty good. I don't really like the Fire Cape one though. I don't really know what it is about it, but I just don't like it. I'm not creative enough as to kind of give a suggestion as to what I would prefer it to look like. It just looks a bit weird to me. I hope that it gets revisited and changed.
Why is it that they can't do particle effects on the Max Cape, but they can on the Fire Cape?
I have
You know
no.
what I mean?
That's,
Can I not do the lava effect on the Max Cape?
that one? That would kind of look cool. I guess that's a question for Maz or Ian.
I think she said no, they can't do it. I was just wondering. I was curious how. I mean, the Fire Cape's 10 years old now. They still don't. They still can't. I don't know. It's weird.
I think they look good initially. I think it kind of like pleases the people that want a little more variety to the cape, as well as like it's not too flashy to the point where it kind of seems just kind of too RS3-ish or just bad looking. But I like the simplicity of it, but yet you get a little variety.
I think it's a good solution to the whole making it customizable would just be too much effort. So just giving a bunch of preset colors for it with stats is a good idea. And I guess I look forward to wearing those.
Who stuck this question in here? I'm deleting it.
What?
Alright,
That's a good question.
Deadman has been out for over a week, and the amount of publicity it has brought to Old School has been unprecedented. Even though you may not be playing Deadman, how do you feel about the game modes as a whole so far?
I think as far as publicity goes, it's great. I mean, Bodhi's getting like 25k viewers, and like even if I'm not gonna play it, like that's still huge for the game. And there's so many people who probably didn't even know Old School existed are playing now because they saw the stream, and so I think it's a good thing.
I think it's going to be interesting to watch it develop, because right now it's still kind of in its growing pains phase where the development or the game style doesn't quite fit how it works. Death penalties are still being worked out and all that, and I think it'll be interesting to see how it evolves over time.
I agree with Ging here. It's really interesting, but it's not something that I'll personally play. Both because I have so many hours invested into my account, and there's just a lot of penalties. If you die, there's such a specific style that would be beneficial, such as having 2 combat skills, 2 non-combat skills, and investing all your cash into a few items. not having a spread out bank like you can on this game.
Yeah, so I wouldn't watch anything, but I have been watching it from time to time. I think it's pretty cool and everything. There's a lot of people complaining about death mechanics being too harsh, and that's the whole point of the game mode. That and what Ging said, it's still early stages, and interested to see how it develops to the point where certain areas are just going to be held down by clans as they train up and everything. But it's pretty fun to see how quickly everything's sort of progressing so far, and it's somewhat interesting, very good publicity as mentioned before.
Yeah, there's the publicity for it, good for the game. Still just not really appealing to me. Don't see myself. I mean, maybe if one day when I have all 200 mils banked, I will fuck around and get like a AFK 200 mil on Dead Man. But I mean, to me, it's just not appealing at all. Uh, I cannot imagine how frustrated I would be if I died on some bullshit and lost my fucking bank and my stats. Hell no.
One thing I am going to say is that there are a few people in the high-level skilling community that are using Dead Man mode to make money for the main account by transferring money. That is
Name and
a
shame.
very...
Name and shame.
Well, I know Finbar for one.
And if seasonal high scores become a thing, or seasonal resets become a thing, it's going to be absolutely fucked for alt money making.
That's a good point. If they were talking about doing seasonal resets for, well, they said on stream that if they did seasonal resets, they would have something separate. They wouldn't want people who are playing Devon now to have to do a season reset that they don't expect. But if they ever, but they seem very keen to do some sort of seasonal reset server with Dead Man rules. So if they did that and you had a good moneymaker, which you very well could, I know people do, that'd be really OP. The transfer rates are insane the first couple days.
They still are.
Yeah.
Uh,
What is it? Is it like 1 to 5? Or is it more?
No, it was
I
like
thought it was
20.
20.
25. I thought, at least, but my initial thoughts on demo, I mean, I think the publicity is really good for old school RuneScape. I mean, like, I didn't anticipate it even being this popular. Like, I figured it would have died off after a couple days, like the hypeness of it as far as Twitch goes and stuff. But not even just Bodhi. Like, there's other people that are pulling usually like twice the viewers that they typically get. Like, I know Skill Specs had like 6,000 viewers the other day or something, and he got up to like 10K, and SparkMac doubled his as well and stuff like that. So from a publicity perspective, it's blown up. And I think that's like contributed to the nostalgic feel that it has right now. Like, once other items start coming to the game where it makes it more like the current version of old school RuneScape, I think it'll kind of go down. But like the nostalgic of, wearing like full Mystic and a Farseer helm is,
Elf Mage
I think
days.
I think people are really enjoying that, like switching to MSBs, and that's your spec weapon, and DDS. I think people are really getting into that, and it's good to see. But I never played the game mode.
Like the way it's handled at the start as well, where it wasn't, we had to build up to get max gear. You could just run about whatever the fuck you had to kill people because everyone was as defenseless as you were, which was really interesting to watch.
I think the evenness of it made it like real appealing to a lot of people. Fresh start, like leather body and oak longbow versus leather body and oak longbow. So
I imagine it being really fucking difficult to kill someone like that.
yeah, but I mean, people are having fun. I mean, that's what it's all about for them.
Yeah. And are you guys surprised at all how I just want to look at it not from like a numbers of people who are playing the game mode, but from like comparing Darkscape on RS3 to Dead Man on Old School. It seems like just so far through this first week, Old School has been a lot more successful with it. What do you think about that?
I have no idea about anything about Darkscape at all.
Yeah. I don't really have any idea about either game.
It comes
really.
down to the streaming publicity, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, I didn't hear too much about Darkscape except for, it's kind of fun.
That it
but
existed. And now
yeah.
Deadman mode, Boji's second on Twitch to Bob Ross, and that's like huge.
Yeah, like
for
I think
RuneScape.
Deadman's really brought people back. Like Darkscape just seemed like it was an alternative if you got bored in RS3. This seems like a whole new game type where, it attracts so many more people.
Yeah, good point. All right. So still kind of on the topic of Deadman, ModMac has been streaming himself playing Deadman mode. Have you guys had the chance to watch him? And if so, what have you thought about him playing it?
Well, first of all, he's a total noob. But, I'll let that slide because if we really think about it, product manager of the game being that accessible it's really something that I think a lot of people take for granted. Like, people were just asking him like questions like, how was your day? Like, what are the plans for Zaya? Like, in an unofficial setting, and I think that's something that's really cool. And we had like a couple hundred viewers, so it wasn't really that hard to go in there and ask him a question that you might not be able to get answered in the Q&A or on Twitter or something. So I think it's pretty cool.
I haven't watched it myself, but I like that he's making himself accessible, as Trance said. And it's great to show proof that he's playing the game. Like, it's great to see that.
Yeah, not enough people on the old school team play. Now, maybe this is me just being selfish, but for how newbie he is in the game, he's been working at Jagex for 10 years. I think his lack of knowledge of the game is inexcusable, but I did actually enjoy watching him when he was doing it. I like that he's streaming himself doing it. That's a lot of real good shit. Again, like the guys on the old school team don't play it enough, but I do like that he's doing it. I hope he continues to do it as well.
I just want to say that he had a bronze square shield and an iron mace in his protection bank thing.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was funny. Like, he was having fun. He was like, I don't know.
All right. So another thing kind of related to Deadman was they pulled this thing to an option to pay money to ensure your hit points from falling below 75 in Deadman. It may not be obvious, but this drastically changes the meta for Deadman builds. How did you vote for this question, and how do you think it will affect Deadman mode moving forward?
I didn't vote for this, but as far as like affecting it moving forward, I think that's a real huge thing to just put in the game, especially how high it is. Like 75 seems like a really high number with 5 times XP rates. It just seems like a bit lazy. Like, I mean, they could have done like 50. I think I was saying 75 just seems like really high. Yeah, I just think that's a really high number.
It seems like a necessary balance to me, though, because the two primary builds, like you guys were saying, are Elf Mage. You could either be a range and HP protection or a Mage and HP protection, because you only could protect 2 combat stats. So this kind of gives you HP at a reasonable level, and so it makes melee more viable. So I think it balances
Makes
the
melee
combat
less
triangle.
Yeah, it makes melee less viable because
people can run Mage and Rage protected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can have a perfect build protected.
They should really make melee or have strength and attack be protected as one stat if they're going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, Bodhi was running around with like 50 HP just slaughtering people, so...
I really think because of the penalties when you die, I really don't think there'll be any viable melee build ever. It just takes 1 death and you're done. But you can get 99 Mage, can get 99 range and 75 hit points, which is already a good build for PKing, even not in Deadman. Go around killing people, and you don't have to worry about when you die, you still have the same stats. But with melee, if you had like 80 all melee, and you only protected attack, strength, and then you had 75 hit points, when you die, you got to turn your defense up so you can put your Barrow's armor back on, go do Derek and whatever you're doing. So I think in the long run, just won't see any melee builds. You won't see people Derek PKing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the idea of it, but just listening to what everyone said, it's moving forward. They should probably look into options of making attack and strength one, like count as one protect. I don't know. I like that they're trying to tweak it as much as they are and getting feedback because, I mean, it seems like it has a lot of potential. Even though to me it's not appealing at all, it seems like the game mode has a lot of potential to take off as being extremely popular. So I like that they're kind of trying to tweak it to improve it. But
Don't you think it's kind of quick though?
what do you mean?
Game mode's only been out, what is it, like a week, less than a week, and this is a pretty significant change to how the game operates, I feel.
But it's going to evolve steadily over time. It's going to grow. It obviously wasn't going to work straight out of the gate, so they're just trying different things.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just seems really quick.
I like it. I like it. I like that they're trying to tweak it early on as opposed to 2 years after.
You guys were right. It does help Elf Mage more because you can get 9/9 range and Mage in a few weeks here, and then he's going to be OP, right? So maybe a better balance instead of HP would be just combining the attack and strength. That just would balance the triangle better.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right, just noting, none of us really play any Deadman whatsoever. So we're just some skillers talking out of our ass. If we appear to be ignorant, we are.
I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out, though.
I'm just saying. So, next is the guards in Deadman mode do not one-hit scold players, meaning that you can get a few hits on a player in a safe zone. Do you think it is balanced that players can get PK'd even while they are in safe zones?
Yes, I really like the balancing on this because part of being in Deadman is you need to be aware constantly, and having a shark and a Kurombon is going to be meta, having it on the left side of your inventory ready to eat at all times. Like, you have to protect yourself in this game mode.
I agree that it's balanced. If you're going to complain about dying, don't play Deadman.
Agreed.
Yeah. One thing is that isn't a problem yet. I think eventually there might be raggers who have absolutely nothing to lose. You have like 3 raggers just DDS spec someone and they just drop to the floor. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be a huge deal, but you have like later on in the game when you have someone who has really good stats and just get hunted down by people who don't care if they die.
Yeah, just build up your attack and strength and go in DDS spec. Could, yeah, really take down like someone who's got a lot of money. I mean, you're just out there suiciding on a few accounts. I don't know.
You wouldn't get
Are
the
safe
key.
zones multi?
Some of them are. But you wouldn't get the key, actually, because you would die from the guard.
So they would just
But you
lose
still
their
kill the other
shit.
guy and piss him off.
Yeah, you can get his stuff. There was a post on Reddit, wasn't there, of a guy getting like 17 mil or something from doing that.
So somebody kills someone else, and then their friend gets the kill on the person who skulled, and they get the key from the original. Okay, wow, okay. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
I think it's pretty funny that nowhere is like as the game will progress, like it'll become so that like even though you're in a safe zone, you're not 100% safe because you could just get rushed by someone. So I think it's cool. It's fine.
Yeah, as Andrew was saying, it's not really dead man mode if you're 100% safe.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I mean, like Ying said, if you don't want to die, don't play dead man mode. I think it is balanced because I mean it's not like a high chance. Like that's not going to happen often, but it can happen. So you have to be alert. And like Randy said, you don't want it to be safe in one spot like 24/7 because then you can just have people that just are going to stay in that one spot forever or that one bank so they don't ever die.
They added in 8 dead man worlds. The person who submitted this said that it seems foolish for there to be that many game modes, or I'm sorry, worlds for a game mode which they suggest may not last more than a month or two. I think that is a leading question, so I don't like the wording in that. But the question is, being any, do you see any of the Deadman modes being reverted back to original worlds? Because I mean, 8's a pretty fat chunk of worlds.
Almost certainly, yeah. The world's now set like 400 to 600, I think. And it was only done because of a knee-jerk reaction because they're like 3 at release and all of them were at 2K, so they kind of needed new worlds.
Yeah, I think they will eventually in the field. One question I have, what do you think is a comfortable number of people that should be in a Deadman world, though?
As many as possible. That's what makes it
It
fun.
would depend, yeah, because I like the idea of as the game progresses, even though less people are playing, if they took away worlds slowly, the players become more and more concentrated and it'd be harder and harder and harder to survive.
Musical
You
chairs.
still
have,
need
like,
more
Hunger
worlds.
Games, baby.
Yeah.
You do need more for resources, though.
But I think just looking at it from a PK point of view, instead of having 8 different worlds to PK on and there's only 2,000 people playing the game, you can just close it in
they're only
slowly.
they're only
and
gonna look at
slowly.
it from a PK standpoint, not from a gathering resources.
But
Yeah.
it does appear that they
Despite
can
being
very
important.
easily switch worlds from dead man to normal. So they, if the game dies, they can easily make it so there's only 2 dead man worlds. Or 3.
I could see them doing that though. They're just going in that direction because people enjoy watching this. I'm guessing more than playing it because it has a lot of watch value, but it's just too punishing.
Yeah.
Good point.
All right. Someone else want to ask this?
How does the holiday season affect your ability to pursue fat gains?
Lovely
It
wording.
makes it easier. I don't have school, so I can play more RuneScape.
Sid, I don't know how much I'll be able to play in between semesters here. I have to take an online class, and it starts the first week of January, and it's going to be moving at a pace of 1 week of school per day. I don't know how much fucking time I'm going to have to put into this bitch. I really have no clue how much I'll be able to play over the holidays.
Yeah, me neither. I don't really pay any attention to it though, really. As me and my siblings have grown older, we've just slowly just stopped spending. Well, Christmas doesn't just mean as much, really. No one really gives a shit about it anymore. Don't really celebrate it as we used to. I think we go out with the family on the day and then that's it, really.
Well, as it so happens, around the holiday season, there's also the holiday events in RuneScape in which you can get the reindeer hat, which enhances your fishing and woodcutting gains. So the holiday season does affect gains because of the holiday
Not mine,
events.
though.
Yeah, I've already got one. I'm fine.
I have to drive up to the ski hill more often, so I might get a few less EHP a week, but it won't be major.
Oh, look at that. He's going to be on the radar of not starting for fantasy EHP potentially.
I wouldn't go that far.
Holiday season affects my gains like a lot because I mean like during right now I have school which it takes up quite a bit of time and then I work like very little part-time right now during school. But then once I'm out, I basically don't have to do anything for like 5 weeks. So I'm hoping to do as much. I think I'm probably going to do thieving over break. So maybe try to do like a thieving month. But it significantly enhances my gains, I'd say.
All right. The removal of the wilderness ditch was pulled recently, and this is the second time that it's been pulled, and yet again it failed. It seems unlikely that they would offer to a third time to remove this, which I find being unfortunate. But what did you guys vote for in it, and why?
Well, I'm speaking as the guardian preserver of the old school field now, and I am laying down the law. Artificially altering the game so it is more old school ruins the old school feel.
That
Adding
is
in new
that was
rocks
beautiful.
to make it
Somebody
look
quote
more
that
old school is artificially altering it.
I
It
want a
ruins the
plaque.
old school feel.
on my wall that says that quote.
Dash Trickool.
That was beautiful.
Picture of
I
the old
tweeted
Varrock
it.
fountain.
Yes.
I tweeted it and everybody would, and like nobody paid me any mind. They're like, "Oh, we've got to replace him. We've got to replace him." Artificially altering the game to cater to the old school feel ruins it. And to bring back a hashtag from a previous podcast, keep the ditch bitch.
And that is all the answers we need for that question.
Man, I was just saying I should have reorganized the order.
Put that on a shit, not a shit.
Man, hey, fuck the ditch. Just why? Why? There's just no reason for it to be in the game. You guys are just why? Why? You seen that Vine of that one guy? Just why? Why? Why?
That was in a preacher.
Yeah. Me seeing the ditch fail. That is my that just describes me. Why? Why? Fuck it. Fuck the ditch. Moving on. Lynx Titan, aka Forsberg 888, went from rank 2 on RS3 to rank 27 due to him after pretty much just him not logging into his account and being free to play for a long period of time. He kept all of his individual 200 mil skill ranks, but his overall rank was lost in the process. Mod Balance responded on Reddit saying this was exactly how the high scores are intended to work. What are your guys' thoughts on this high score system, and do you think he will try to reclaim or even improve on his rank when Invention is released?
I think it's quite hilarious, and the fact that Mod Balance has addressed the matter just complements the fact that...
What does it have to do with the fact that it's mod balance? How does that change it? The facts are still the same. Doesn't matter if he's saying it.
Mod Balance doesn't know anything. He's the guy who was trying to say that one
But he's right.
mouse keys. But why did his mill rank stayed the same if that's how the high scores were supposed to work?
Remember when Suomi was put down to rank whatever the fuck super low because he went over the max XP limit for the high scores?
Yeah.
They had to rewrite the overall high score system. And that's how it works now.
But why does it just
No
apply
longer.
for overall? Why doesn't it apply for his individual 200 mils either? Because I don't
Because
get
they
that.
only rewrote overall, they didn't rewrite the individual ranks.
I see that as an oversight and something that should have
It
been
is an
looked into
oversight.
prior to it.
They didn't see it happening because at the time they did not have any system that removed people from the high scores. It's just unfortunate, but it's how it is.
Do you think
think it's
that?
funny.
Do you think not? If it were to
Do you think
take
he even cares?
no,
No.
he doesn't
No.
give a shit.
And if he did care,
Not at all.
Invention's coming out in like 2 months anyways, so he can easily get it back then.
Yeah.
If not, improve, yeah. As said
Yeah.
earlier.
And if he already decided that he's not going to do Invention, then he obviously doesn't give a fuck about his rank, so he doesn't care about
Yeah.
going from 2 to 27. He was going to drop down like rank 1,000 after Invention anyways. So yeah.
Yeah, I see. Well, looking at what he's doing right now, he's slaying on old school. it's really easy to get 0.9 EHP slaying on most of the tasks. So I can see him doing really well in Invention and slaying at the same time. So he won't have to really stop doing what he's doing to go for rank 1 even.
Or you could just do Nightmare Zone, and because he's going to be, if he were to do Invention, he'd probably try to get a rank 1 Invention, which would mean he'll bump up the 18-hour days to maybe 20, which means 90% EHP, he'd still be getting the same EHP per week, even if he was doing like Nightmare Zone.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he cares about the dropping the rank, because I think once Invention comes out, he's going to easily get rank 1, so...
I don't think he'll play Invention.
You don't?
Yeah.
I don't see why he wouldn't.
Could be wrong, but we'll see.
Unless he just doesn't enjoy RS3 in the slightest anymore, I don't see why he wouldn't.
I don't think he's
It's
gonna.
his for
I
the
don't
taking.
think he's going to. I mean, being able to say that you're rank 1 overall in both versions of the game, that like, I don't think we can possibly fathom how fucking impressive that accomplishment would be.
It's insane.
I mean, dude, like, I hope he does. I mean, he can. Seeing someone accomplish something like that, just being around to witness that would be fantastic. I don't think he'll do it though. I don't think he gives a shit about losing his RS3 rank. I don't like that he lost his rank, however. I find it odd that the individual skill high scores keep your place, but not the overall. Why didn't they just use like the same code or something? I don't know.
There was no reason to make overall preserve. No one was max XP yet.
Shouldn't they cater to the game that's always like changing?
The ever-changing
Years ago.
dynamics of the high scores.
Never too late to make the right decision.
But if somebody gets max XP and then doesn't log in for 6 months...
How long is that timer? Is it 6 months?
I think it was 6 months.
That's what I heard.
A long-ass time for somebody who played the game, completely beat the game, and then stopped playing it.
Yeah. Okay. When the PvP tournament was going on, the JMods didn't want to open the free-for-all portals. Well, they closed it after some time because they thought it would hurt the PvP community. A couple months later, here we are, Deadman's been released, and it is a PvP game mode, and I mean, it has the possibility to completely ruin the PvP community as a whole. What are your guys' thoughts on the JMod's inconsistency with their reasoning and their actions?
It's actually a good question, because I don't PvP and I don't go on PvP worlds. Does anybody know if there was a very significant change in Bounty Hunter and PvP worlds since Deadman launched? I'm sure there was.
Where the PvP worlds are only used for Darok fights and people doing dark crabs.
Oh.
Like World 37 right now has got 88 people in it. Whereas
they consistently get hit off, don't they, as well? I thought.
I thought they didn't get hit off. I thought they were like... I remember I used to go on PvP worlds because I thought they were safe from DDoSing. Back in
I thought they were most prone to it.
World 18 used to be untouchable. That world would always have a lot of people. Like right now, World 18 has less than 800 people in it, whereas all these Deadman worlds have got, let's see, fucking 1900.
I think it's like a
the
whole
whole
game is on Deadman, usually. Someone said Deep Wally P. King's dead, but Bounty Hunter's fine, so... Yeah, I guess that's okay.
Yeah, I don't PvP myself, but I have a good friend who PvPs a lot, and I think Deadman's not really stealing all the PKers from old school. A lot of them have stayed, but a lot of people have come back. Like, you'll see YouTube videos from people you haven't seen in months pop up in your sub box, and it's good to see for the game, people coming back.
And I guess the thing with the portals was it was basically a private server because you log in and you're maxed out and you have every single piece of gear you could ever want. Whereas Deadman, even though it's 5 times XP, it's not a private server, and if anything, it's kind of more hard to get your account built for PvP because there's no Nightmare Zone and you die, you lose your stats.
There's no Nightmare Zone?
I don't think there's Nightmare Zone.
You'd think
Don't
you're allowed
get
to use it,
XP.
but you can't buy anything.
Yeah, you can't
No
buy
XP in
like,
instance
permission.
areas.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you don't get the XP. Yeah, that's true.
Is that why pest control's not a thing? Or... Actually, no, it
I
doesn't
don't.
matter.
I think they disabled pest control.
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
They didn't want people running around in full void, risking...
Full void in a dark bow.
Yeah, because you can attack from outside the bank.
Yeah.
BOP.
It is a really good question, especially the way that this is worded as well. They are extremely inconsistent with what they do, and the rhyme and reason, there is never any. I really didn't like the free-for-all portal because it was as private server as it gets with the, like, you can have full any fucking item with max.
It just looks so tacky.
Yeah. I think Deadman's good though. Yeah, I mean, good question. But I don't expect anything else other than inconsistency from them. Alright. On the Q&A this week, they brought up idea of the Slayer helmet recoloring with like 5 to 10,000 fucking points, which I think is ridiculous, but pretty much like you'd be able to recolor it with like a boss's head, like a KBD head, Cowfight Queen head. I don't know what the other one was. Anyone know?
Karask? Abby Demon?
Ugh.
It was like Abby Demon, KBD, Alpha
Okay.
Queen.
Okay.
Yeah.
But pretty much just a cosmetic recolor for your Slayer helm. What do you think about it? Or
It's a
also,
cosmetic-
are there any to also add on to this? Are there any other Slayer rewards that you'd like to see?
Well, for the first part, I was going to say it's a Fashionscape item. I don't care about Fashionscape at all. I just care about like slaying the XP from it. But I'm not too opposed to the idea if people want to sink that many points. But I also want to take
That's
this
a lot
time
of
to...
points.
I think the person who suggested this can't even fathom how many points 10,000 really fucking is, and how long
There
it
was
would
another
take
post
to get.
like this on Reddit about how your Slayer helm changes colour with the amount of tasks you do in a row.
What do you think about that?
If,
I think I kind of like that idea better because that's more
Well,
of a
yeah,
that's
that's a lot
it's
better
more of like a
because-
chomp. It's like a chompy hat for a Slayer helm.
yeah.
I think I like that idea better than this one. But nah, I totally cut off 4 guys. Sorry, go ahead, Ginge.
Well, Andrew's still giving us other ideas.
Oh, thanks. I was going to say we're going to have a Slayer podcast with the three top clans. Going to have a couple guys from each of them in on the 14th of this month. So from Hexis, we'll have Tazar and me for the first podcast. I think Solus is going to have Dave and maybe
Does
Finn.
have a new mic by then?
Yeah, that's we had to put the podcast off. It was supposed to be this week because Tazar didn't have a good enough mic. So
Is our alright? I'm not gonna say anything.
Please,
And
please
for
say it, say it, say it, say it, say it, say
I was
it.
gonna
Say
say Czar
Go,
does
buddy.
job tasks. He does not deserve to be on that podcast.
You need to get Razor on it, man.
and we're going to have Scott Wilson. Ray will be
I'll go
asleep by
on
the
it.
time we do it, I think.
I don't slay much, but I know a lot about Slayer.
Yeah, so we're looking to have guests like you guys on it. And
Hey,
after that,
I'll be on it for sure.
I'm
Perhaps we can start the Fisherman's podcast. You interested in watching that? 14th of this month.
Reindeer hat required.
kind of Slayer related. I got a tool on OS Buddy that I'm gonna be able to. Now, a lot of people use OS Buddy, and the cannon placements for Slayer are pretty fucking bad. I've recently gotten a tool that'll allow me to like change where they're placed at. So like there are some spots that are just not fucking there, like Dust Devils, Suqua, uh, among the trolls, among other things. So when I'm doing that, if you guys could uh, rip the fuck out of me if my places are wrong. It'll be a while before I get to it because I still kind of want to focus a little bit on fire making for the next couple weeks here, get it out of the way. But after that, like, I mean, I need to be reassigned every one of these tasks. So be sure to give me some feedback if you think a spot that I put in is wrong.
Anyways, back to the question. First of all, KBD and Kappa Queen are not Slayer monsters.
They're Slayer
So,
tasks.
Just throwing that out. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out there.
So I want a Greater Demon Slayer mask then.
There's no greater demon head. That's illogical. Why would you say that?
I don't know. Well, there's room for it. The community wants it.
But what I really want to see are rainbow cannonballs. I want that to happen.
Oh, nah. You only play RS3 where they had the, I think it's the Barker Toad, and... Oh, no, it wasn't. It was a Solomon's Shop thing, and you could buy a thing called Oddball, and your cannon would shoot out random shit instead of cannonballs, so it'd be like shooting out frogs and cakes and stuff. Instead of
Like in the original
still
Age
be
of
using
Empires.
cannonballs. It'd still be using cannonballs, but they'd have a different sprite.
That's almost worth spending real life money on.
It's the sort of shit that people would actually buy with loyalty points and stuff.
Dude, I would love to have fucking frogs shooting out of my cannon. That would be fantastic.
I don't really slay, so I don't have really a strong opinion either way on it.
All right. What kind of TV shows you guys been watching lately? Is there anything you would recommend for someone else to start watching?
Well, lately I've been watching a great TV show called The Hexis Podcast. It's very interesting and good fun, and I'm probably going to keep watching it in the future. But otherwise, a show called The Chasers War and Everything. I recently finished the full run of that. That's a great show.
Perfect. Well, you finished it without me.
Yeah, I was bored the other
You're an
night.
awful person.
It's a good show though. Watch it.
It gets a bit dark near the end.
I've been rewatching South Park for like the 35th time. It's just great.
Watching every single
I-
South Park episode.
Yeah. The
Only
other
like a
the
third
other
of them are good.
dude, every single episode is good. Fuck you mean?
It's hit or miss. Bro. Hey, I'll admit, when it hits, it's really fucking good.
Earlier this week I watched the Ginger episode,
Yeah, that's
which
a
was
good
a lot of
episode.
fun. That was a lot of fun.
The most recent episode about nearly shameless America was pretty top tier as well.
Of what?
One of the most recent ones. They're just taking the piss out of America, complaining about things when world hunger is a bigger issue.
Also, I recently watched season 1 of True Detective for the 5th time. Haven't seen it. Stop watching this podcast and go watch it.
Stop watching, he says.
That's how good it is, man. That's how good it is.
All right,
I
BRB.
think I've watched
see?
it 3 times. I was going to watch it a 4th, but decided against it.
I mean, it's solid. Solid.
Is it on
Name a
Netflix?
better string of episodes than the 4, 5, 6 from True Detective in a TV show.
Shows that I really just circulate between like 3 or 4 series, and I just like rewatch Friends, The Office, and Dragon Ball Z, which seems pretty dull, but passes the time.
Okay. All right, so moving on.
Wait. Is True Detective on Netflix?
No.
It's on Kick-Ass Torrents.
All right, moving on. So, I guess they announced that over 87,000 bots were banned in October, just in old school. This seems like an overwhelming number. Do you think Jagex has their hands full in the bot department? Just what are your overall thoughts?
I'd really like to see a heat map of the bots like they released last year,
Oh,
showing where all the bot
Oh,
activity
yeah.
was, and then after the bot nuke, they showed what it looked like afterwards. I thought that was really cool.
I completely forgot about that heat map. Yeah, I would love to see that. Uh, I wonder how many of these bots are getting banned within like 48 hours of the account being created, because I feel like that's what most of the bans are. Uh,
What makes you say that?
I don't know. I just fuck. I don't know. I'm ignorant, but I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the a lot of the accounts get banned in the early stages. If they get past that, they're golden for an extremely long time.
It's good news to hear that many are getting banned in 1 month, but I want to hear numbers from other months so we can hear if that's exceptionally high or compare it. Some more data.
Good point. I don't know if they have their hands full or not, but I mean, I always see bots still in the game, and I mean, I know there'll always be bots in the game, but I don't think it would hurt to have another bot banning guy like Weth out there, or girl. But yeah, I'm with Andrew. Like, this is just 1 month, so I wonder if they're releasing this like just to kind of impress us and maybe hush us up, or if is it like this every month?
What I have to say to 87,000 bots being banned?
Not enough.
Not enough.
Well, you complain about if they all got banned and your resources were expensive.
Hey, I will find a way to complain about anything. Looking at the hold on, let me. This is something that I wanted to tweet about. When they made the announcement about the Skilling Cup or the Clan Cup, when they said, oh, there'll be the PvP, there'll be PVM and Skilling. I don't give a fuck, but like PvP and PVM were capitalized, which they should be, but Skilling wasn't capitalized. Fuck, capitalize the S for Skilling Cup. Come on. Just come on.
We're people too.
All right. So we're nearly 2 weeks into Fantasy EHP. 3 of us on this podcast are owners of a team. Me, Trance, and Vegeta. How's it going for you guys so far? How are you liking your team?
We're having a good season so far. It's important to just stay strong. Rough start, but we'll finish strong, and that's our motto here at Team Trance. So we look forward to the future. We can get a win this week. We can get a win next week. We're gonna be 2-1. We have a good season. Make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I handed Trance a hard-ass fucking L in week 1. For those of you who watched the last podcast, you could hear him and I bickering back and forth about who would win and who would not. I won. There was never a doubt in my mind. Moving forward, my team. I am the least modest motherfucker. Hey, when we win the Skilling Cup, I will be the sorest winner you could possibly imagine.
I'm looking forward to the Twitter banner.
Oh, I've got so many Yu-Gi-Oh cards saved up. I've been collecting cards to add to my deck for a while. I'm ready to put them in play.
Was that the nerdiest statement of all time?
But my team's going real well. Currently, we're the second highest scoring team this week. May end up being number 1 in the Vegeta power rankings, which that'll be nice.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
It's looking good.
But yeah, team's looking pretty good. I'm not winless like Trance.
Yikes. Team Vegeta's playing real well. Shout out to all my team members. We're playing without our second best player right now, maybe third best, depending on where you rank AJ in there. But Randalicious is on the bench and 1-0, looking at 2-0 right now. Got the highest scoring week this week so far. Hey, shout out to Sensei. He is balling out.
AKA
And
Sneeze.
do what?
He's V2V2.
Yeah,
Sneeze.
V2V2. It's been super fun so far. I mean, it's only been not even 2 weeks. I'm having a blast with it. Also helps pass the time while skilling, so that's always a plus.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun for sure. So, then first, what for your picks now? I guess Vegeta doesn't really qualify for this, but
I
when you drafted your team, what picks do you wish you could change now with the power of the hindsight?
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
guess-
I know you're about to say it.
Fouls.
Oh, well, that was a pickup, not a draft.
And still. Drafting, really only the first 3 picks matter. Because everybody else after that is going to be just about as good as a waiver claim anyways, in my opinion. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of the people who are picked in the 4th round were people who were on a 60, 70-hour week who don't really average 67-hour weeks. And I think all the, 4 out of the 5 people that I picked up in the last 5 rounds, I just dropped already anyways. So,
Yeah, really interchangeable.
I don't really know if there'd be anything that I'd change. I guess maybe I'd be more full of myself and would have drafted myself at some point before Trance did. What round did you pick me in? Was that a 3rd round pick or what?
Bust.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Hey,
I wish I would have somehow drafted myself without reaching.
Shout out to Harmony for drafting a pretty solid ass team. I would not change anything.
All
You
right.
drafted well.
Question that came in 2 times in a row here about Viper. He was removed because he never in the CC, never on the website, never in TS. That's not a member. So, moving on. Yup. Why the fuck is this?
We already discussed that.
Yup. Alright. Do you guys think that fishing EHP needs to be changed? If so, what would you set it at?
Grabs pop.
I'm just going to state that I did not come on here with any kind of agenda in regards to that. My name is Fish EHP is completely irrelevant. But I do believe that fishing EHP needs to be fixed from its current state. As it is absolutely no difficulty to get 1.3 to 1.4 EHP per hour all day.
Every day.
That shouldn't work. 95 to 100k would be good, include magic.
Does it not include magic already?
Nope.
Hmm.
I see where it is. It's kind of a compromise between 3 and 5 tick, which I'm okay with. Like, it's a compromise, and I'm Canadian, so I accept it.
From that logic, shouldn't prayer be a mixture between manual and automatic?
Well, to kind of counter-argue there, that a little bit of that is a little bit true because the prayer one is extremely low. The prayer one has not been adjusted. I think that might be the only XP rate that has not changed on CML since the release of the game. It's always been set at
Didn't you have to
500k.
AFK on release?
Yeah.
No. You had to manually do it at. So like, and back then there were no PvP worlds either, and
You have to use your Mount of Glory and go to Edge.
yeah. So
Or a dual ring if you fancied.
I mean, 500k is somewhat of a cutoff from what one could do manually to AFK. Sorry, Ginge.
Anyways, I really don't know where he got the 75k number. I think, like, if he wanted to make it,
It was meant to be 4 tick.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's still pretty low. But if you wanted to make it like 68k, which is what you'd get with Angular 5 ticking, like fair enough. But he put it at this weird number that's sort of in between 5 ticking and 3 ticking.
Well, when
So
we told them, we were telling them like, this is the kind of rate you get at 3. This is the kind of rate you get at 4. This is the kind of rate you get doing 5.
Bring it up on the CML subreddit enough and he just seems to ignore it.
yeah,
There's like 3 separate posts, admittedly one of them's Ging trying to be funny, but
Hey,
they're
it's
all
pretty funny.
questioning it.
He was sniffling at it.
I think it does need to be changed. I agree, but I honestly have no clue what to set it as. I've never like done a full hour of like consistent 3 tick probably. I would say anywhere from like 90k to 100k, and definitely with magic in there because that's pretty easy to do. I did it.
I think it needs to be reduced.
I think 95k is fair. I don't really like the idea of 100k being the EHP
yeah. I don't think anybody
rate.
averages 100k.
Can't
mean,
average it, but you can get it.
Yeah, I
Which
mean,
is not
I
what
can
EHP
average it
is.
for a day. I sit at probably 96 or 95 for a day.
I think
Sometimes
90.
it's
I
like
think
below
90.
that.
I think 95 is a fair
But
number.
if you were to cut an 8, 100's a lot more reasonable.
Yeah. You'd even bring your snow down to a 6 snow cycle, get over 100k, and probably maintain it if you got used to it. Well, not maintain it, but you know, you'd be able to do it.
All right, I'm gonna skip that one. So, what do you guys think are not your own, but what are some of the best RuneScape Twitters to follow? I'm gonna take this one first. Giant Tank. He has like 30 followers, but he has some good ass shit. Just the stupid shit that he says.
He recently earned a follow from yours truly, so that's how you know he's worthy.
He's worthy of it. But who else do you think's out there?
I mean, besides myself, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I think he's very
I think he doesn't
underrated.
General
tweet
sense is
anymore.
very underrated.
Yeah, and he doesn't tweet anymore. But Bellini, when he comes back, when he
fucking
comes
hell.
back,
His last tweet was directed at the old school team, telling them to get cancer. And they never spoke again.
Hey, he dropped the mic after that. All right, got Wait, go ahead.
I was just saying John Will Sensei, that Twitter account. I love that account.
John Will
All
Is
three
his
of them.
name Sens or Sensei?
I don't know. I thought it was
Sens.
Sensei. Okay,
Sens.
John Will Sensei.
I look at it as Sens.
I thought it was Sensei.
Did you follow them on Twitter? John will sneeze.
But they're pretty funny. I mean, I like how they argue with each other inside like their own tweets.
You need to tweet revive that
Yeah, it's like-
Python sketch.
it's like a
Very underrated.
three-headed knight from
Monty
Monty Python, where they argue with each other
like,
on the
one of
same
them-
body.
One of
And then
them
we'll
will
have
tweet
tea and
something.
biscuits. Oh
Yeah.
no, not biscuits.
Like how they tweet something and then they'll specify who it was. They'll be like, he's an
Yeah,
idiot.
like, it's John. We're,
Yeah,
we're
that's
valuable
John.
members of
He's
the
an idiot.
community.
We don't agree.
All right. Got a question. Another good one here. What would your guys' name be
Good
if
one.
you were a girl?
What
What would you want it to be?
I would want my name personally to be Stu.
To be what?
Stu.
What?
What? You sound like a 6-year-old woman.
I'd have to go with Hannah. Seems like a name that makes nice fat gains on RuneScape, so I'd go with that one.
I've been told that if I was born a girl, I would have been called Simone. So I don't think
Simone.
anything but Simone.
Let me think. About Aurora. Yeah, that's very
Ugh.
elegant. I like that.
Sounds like a prostitute.
I was told I would have been called Alice if I was a girl, but if I got a choice, I would have been Harmony.
All right. All right. So, what are your guys' thoughts on a Hexis Christmas song karaoke special?
Yes.
That sounds pretty good.
And somebody
Holy
needs to
hell.
Photoshop our faces on a Christmas song cover. Hexis
What's
sings
that
the hits.
website you can use to just put people's faces on top of those dancing elves?
I think it would be a lot of fun.
That'd
I
be
would-
hilarious. That would be really
You
funny.
can do it just to see them on Facebook.
Jib jab.
You just have
Yeah.
Trance's dark, like, dimly lit room face on an elf dancing about. You know.
It would be a lot of fun.
Everybody wear reindeer hats.
We could get like a bunch of songs on there, just release an album.
Hexis caroling. Yes, we gotta go different team speaks and do caroling.
That'd be great.
Cesaro would steal the show. Jingle bell, jingle bell.
Oh shit.
Alright. This shit.
Merry Christmas. Repent.
I think we'll end it here on a high note. Our next podcast will be sometime between like November 20th to 22nd. Somewhere around there. Follow my Twitter at Randalicious RS to be updated as to what's going on with that. We were supposed to do a face cam of this, but Trickool let us down.
Does everyone
So-
here have a webcam besides me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really? Like,
So Trickool
Apologies.
let us all down. We'll try to get the next one to be face cams. So shit, we'll end it here. If you watch the whole thing, comment, fuck Trickle's cam. We out.
non-existent. Not come.
See ya.
Ugh.